And this lesson we are going to study Unit 10, Lesson 4. This is a grammar lesson. We are going to learn some new vocabulary, and we are going to learn the difference between should plus infinitive and should have plus past participle. I remind you of the educational value for this month: time management. We are running out of time, so we should organize our time. We should have a clear vision and be able to achieve our goals in a very short time. Let's learn the new vocabulary. Inexperienced. The fisherman was very inexperienced and had forgotten to fasten himself to the boat, so he fell in water. So why do you think the fisherman fell in the water or fall in the water? Because he has no experience. He is inexperienced. He had forgotten to fasten himself to the boat. What should have he done? What should he have done? He should have fastened himself to the boat. He should have tied himself to the boat.
Inexperienced.
Inexperienced means unpractical, untrained. Inexperienced, unpractical, untrained. So inexperienced, the opposite of experienced. Acquainted with. Sucker, turn off your mic, please. Sucker, turn off your mic. Acquainted with. Acquainted with. Acquainted with means knowing about something and being familiar with it, because one has seen. Knowing about something and being familiar with it because one has seen it or read it or used it. Acquainted with. It's an adjective followed with a preposition. Drag. To pull someone or something along forcibly, roughly, or with difficulty. So drag means pull, and the opposite is push. Drag. The woman is trying to drag the plant. Drag.
Disregard.
Disregard means to pay no attention or to ignore. Disregard, to ignore.
Daydream.
To indulge or involve in a series of pleasant thoughts that distracts one's attention from the present. What is the girl doing? She is daydreaming. She is not paying attention to what she's doing. Daydream.
Decelerate,
the verb, and it means to reduce speed, to slow down. The truck has decelerated to avoid the accidents. Decelerate means to slow down, decrease, and the opposite is accelerate. Decelerate, accelerate.
deviate.
The red car has deviated from the main road and it hit the street sign. So the policeman is going to pay him a fine. Deviate, to depart from an established course. Deviate.
Slam into,
to crash into something with a lot of force. The red car has slammed into the green car. Slam into, hit with a lot of force.
Shred.
What is the manager doing? He's tearing or cutting some important documents into shreds. Shred is a verb, and this machine is called shredder. This device is called shredder. It is used for tearing or cutting into shreds, cutting and tearing important documents or confidential pictures or paper. Shred.
Confidential,
top secret. It's a secret. Don't tell soul. Don't tell anybody. It's confidential, intended to be kept secret. Confidential.
securely,
firmly and correctly, and therefore not likely to fall or move or break. The man has tied his bike securely to not to be stolen or to keep it away from thieves. Securely. This is our grammar point we are going to study today. Should plus infinitive and should have plus past participle. Should have past participle for giving advice and expressing regret. Should have. Use should have plus past participle when you mean something in the past was a good idea, but you didn't do it. For example, I didn't study. I failed the test. So I feel regret. I'm giving myself a past advice or a late advice. I failed the test. I should have studied harder. Shouldn't have, use shouldn't have plus past participle when you mean something in the past wasn't a good idea, but you did it anyway. I failed the test. I shouldn't have wasted my time. So we use should have or shouldn't have plus past participle when you give a late advice or you express regret or you are criticizing someone's behavior. Ayub didn't study for the exam, so I criticize him and I say you should have studied harder. Ibrahim didn't wear his seat belt, so he had a car accident and he was badly injured. Ibrahim, you should have fastened your seat belt. So we use should have plus past participle when you give a late advice about the past, or you express regret, or you are criticizing someone's behavior. Now, let's do the first exercise on your student's book. Please open your student's book, page number 80. The first exercise, read this sentence and answer the questions A, B, C. What's the difference between these two sentences? You should drive more carefully. Should drive. You should have driven more carefully. Should have driven. Notice here the words which are in black or in bold. A, what part of the verb drive follows should in the first sentence? Omar Lotfi. Mina Sameh.
The infinitive.
The infinitive, yes. Should is followed with the infinitive. Very good. What part of the verb drive follows should have in the second sentence? Yusuf Hamdi.
The past participle.
The past participle or verb 3 or PP. Yes, very good, Yusuf. So should have is followed with the past participle, verb 3 or PP. Very good. Now, what is the main difference in meaning between the two sentences? You should drive more carefully. You should have driven more carefully. What's the difference in meaning? Not in tense, not in grammar. Yusuf Ala.
The first one is general advice.
Good. And second one?
Second one and the past.
Yes. Very good. It's in the past. Good. So the first one is general advice. As Yusuf said, you advise someone to do something in the present time or in the future, both. So you can use should plus infinitive in the present or the future. And should have driven. Here the second one refers to the past and is therefore talking about a precaution. Precaution, احتياط. That should have been taken. احتياط كان المفروض يعمله. كان من المفترض. كان ينبغي أن, but that is now impossible. You cannot avoid something now. Now let's move to the second exercise. Read these sentences and answer questions A, B, C. You've got 3 examples. You should buy a car with 2 airbags. You should have bought a car with 2 airbags. You shouldn't have bought a car without airbags. Now, let's read the questions. A, which sentence refers to the present or future? Muhammad Jalal.
Yes, teacher. The first sentence.
Very good. Should plus infinitive refers to the present or future. Good. And which sentence refers to the past? Muhammad Majdi.
معك أستاذ. The
Yes.
second and third sentence.
The second and the third sentence is very good. The second and third sentence refer to the past. Which sentence are criticisms or give advice which is too late؟ بيديك ايه؟ اي جمل بتعتبر انتقادات او تعطيك نصائح متاخره. Which sentence are criticisms or give advice which is too late؟ كريم وائل.
Second and third sentence.
Very good. Again, the second and third sentence are what are criticisms or give advice which is too late. So they are talking about the past. Good. Thank you so much. Now, before we do this exercise, before we do exercise number 3, let's go to a website. Okay, let's go to a website let's have an easy exercise here. Look at this this page. Here, this is live worksheets. I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send you a link for this page. What are you going to do? At the end of the lesson or at home, you are going to complete this task. But how? Let's help you to answer this question orally first. Here, should have plus past participle, shouldn't have plus past participle. Use the sentence should have or shouldn't have to complete this sentence. Now look at the first example. We got lost in Paris. We take a map. Complete here. What are we going to do? Yes, Ayub. Let me write. Yes.
I will say the
Dictate me.
answer.
Yes.
We got lost in Paris. We should have taken a map.
Very good, Ayub. I'm going to write what Ayub has said. Good. Should. Yes, should have taken. Here, Ayub changed the verb take in the past participle, and he used the positive meaning. Should have taken a map. Thank you, Ayub. Let's see. Yes. Let's see, Aziddin. My uncle is in jail. He robbed a bank.
He shouldn't rob the bank.
He shouldn't rob. Are you going to or are you giving us advice in the present or the future or in the past? My uncle now is in jail. He shouldn't have. Yes, complete. Aziddin.
He shouldn't have robbed the bank.
Yes, he shouldn't. This negative meaning. Yes, he shouldn't have. What is the past participle for rob? R-O-B-B. Robbed. Good. Thank you. Okay, let's answer the third one. And let's listen to Al-Awadi. Yes, Abdurrahman. The flowers died. I water them more often.
I shouldn't have watered them more often.
You shouldn't have? Why did the flowers die?
لا, I should have.
Yeah, so you have to pay attention. Is it negative or positive, Abdurrahman? Okay, so the right answer, Abdurrahman? I should
have watered.
Yes, watered. What's the past participle? D. ED.
Watered.
Yes, I should have watered. Okay, very good. So after finishing the whole exercise at home, you press on the icon finish, so that the website is going to check your answer, is it right or not, and it will give you the feedback. Okay, I'm going to send here the link for you through the chat box. Okay, for the 2 classes. Then you complete this exercise at home, class 11, 1 and 11, 4. Please do it at home so that you can understand the difference between should have, past participle, should have, etc. Okay, now what are you going to do in exercise number 3? You're going to read 3 short news stories. These short stories are published in a newspaper. Okay, so they are facts. They are telling stories in the past. Read these 3 short stories about everyday accidents. So some people have daily accidents. And then you are going to use sentence, write 3 sentences about each picture or about each news story using should have or shouldn't have about the 3 stories below. Then compare your sentence in pairs. Let's read the examples first. You've got here 2 sentences. The fisherman should have tied himself securely to the boat. Should have tied. He shouldn't have gone out alone in the boat. Shouldn't have gone. So we use should have or shouldn't have plus past participle when you give criticisms or when you give an advice or a piece of advice which is too late. Okay, now let's read the first story. Read the first story silently, please, and write 3 sentences using should have or shouldn't have. Let's see who's going to answer. Yes, الأرضي.
The fisherman should have told someone where he was going.
Very good. He should have told someone where he was going. Excellent. Thank you. Khalid Walid Samir.
Yes, teacher. The fisherman should have cut his fishing line when the fish pulled him.
Good. Yes. He should have cut the fishing line so that the fish wouldn't or won't drag him to the water. Good. Okay, Ilari. Ilari is not here. Okay, maybe he's absent today. Okay. Muhammad Ahmed Ramadan. Yes.
The fisherman should cut his fishing line.
Should cut or should have cut?
Should have cut. Should have.
Yes. Your friend has just said this answer. Yes, he should have cut the fishing line. Thank you. Yes. Let's see. Abdurrahman Subhi.
Yes, teacher.
Abdurrahman.
The fisherman.
Yes, have you got another answer?
The fisherman shouldn't have forgotten to fasten himself to the boat.
Yes, very good. That's what's written in the syllabus book. Thank you so much. So the fisherman should have told someone where he was going. The fisherman should have cut his fishing line when the fish pulled him. Okay, now let's read the second story. This is a short news story. Read the story and write sentence what should he has done or what should he have done or what shouldn't he have done. Okay, read silently, please. Sujud.
Mr. Ahmed shouldn't have been thinking about the weekend.
He shouldn't have been thinking about the weekend. Good. He shouldn't have been daydreaming. Good. Yusuf Sami.
He should have driven more slowly.
He should or he shouldn't.
Have.
Sorry, he should have driven. Yes, he should have driven more slowly. Good. Yes, thank you, Yusuf. Yes, let's see Muhammad Ahmed Taha.
He should have concentrated on the road.
Good, he should have concentrated on the road. Excellent. Mishari.
Yes, teacher. He shouldn't have been driving so fast.
Good, thank you so much. Okay, let's check the answer again. He shouldn't have been thinking about the weekend. He shouldn't have been driving so fast. He should have concentrated on the road. He should have driven more slowly. Now let's read the third story. This is a new story. Look at the picture here. This picture illustrates or helps you to understand the picture. Here, a man is called Muhammad. He's working at the head office of the Central Bank of Kuwait, and he's shredding some important papers or confidential letters. Read silently and say what he should have done and what he shouldn't. Ahmed Samir, Muhammad Fahmi.
Yes, teacher. He shouldn't have waved to his friend.
He shouldn't have waved to his friend. Good. Yes, Amar Lutfi.
He should have been more careful when he using.
He should have been more careful. Very good. Thank you. Yes, Nashar.
He should have watched what he was doing.
Good. He should have watched what he was doing. Good. Saifuddin.
He shouldn't have waved to his friend.
Yes, this is what your friend has just said. Thank you. Omar, what would you like to say? Omar Ahmed?
Yes, teacher.
Would you like to add something more?
لا أنا في سومس.
Okay, thank you. So he shouldn't have waved to his friend. He should have watched what he was doing. Okay? Now, tell your partner about a small accident you had. Okay? You had an accident. A car accident. Then discuss what you should have done and what shouldn't you have done. Advise your friend. Amr Mahmoud.
I should have driven more slowly.
If you are talking about yourself, but you can give advice for your friend. What would you say to your friend?
You should have driven more slowly.
Good. You should have driven more slowly. Very good. Yes, Karim Wael.
I should have followed the traffic rules.
Very good. Mina, Samah. Mina? Yes. Lower your hand, please. Lower your hand. If you don't want to answer, lower your hand, please. Okay. Yusuf Muhammad Kamil. Okay, wait a minute, Mina. Yusuf?
You should have worn the seat belt.
You should have worn. Yes.
You should have
you
worn.
should have worn the seat belt. Very good, Yusuf. Mina. Yes, Mina.
I shouldn't have stopped suddenly.
You shouldn't have stopped suddenly. Thank you so much. So these are some piece of advice which is in the past or giving late advice or criticism. I should have driven carefully. You should have driven carefully. I shouldn't have stopped suddenly. You shouldn't have stopped suddenly. I should have signaled left. You shouldn't, or sorry, you should have signaled left. I should have worn the seatbelt. You should have worn or fastened the seatbelt. I should have followed the traffic rules. You should have follows the traffic rules. Now let's revise what we have studied today. Should. When do we use should? Should plus infinitive or shouldn't plus infinitive. As express one's advice to someone and to say that something is a good idea. You should tell me the truth. You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for you. So should plus infinitive when you give advice to someone that is a good idea in the present or in the future. Should have plus past participle or shouldn't have plus past participle is express regret about the past or to say that we made a mistake. Oh, I should have studied harder. In fact, I didn't study very hard, and so I failed the exam. I am sorry about this now. I shouldn't have talked on my mobile phone while driving. Actually, I did. I talked on my mobile phone and had an accident. Now I regret that. So we use should have plus past participle as the rule. I wish I had studied harder. I wish I hadn't talked on my mobile phone while driving. Now let's do this exercise, revising should have or shouldn't have plus past participle or should plus infinitive for a present or future advice. Who's going to answer? And I will give him a star. Let's start with Yusuf Ala. Yusuf Ala, number 1.
Next, I have got a triple
stomachache. Yes.
I space all that food. Should have had.
Yes. Good
should
use
have.
here.
Should have.
No, shouldn't. Here, you ate too much, Yusuf. You ate too much, and you have a terrible stomachache. You had a pain in your stomach, so you are regretting having a lot of food. So you said I shouldn't have had, not should have had. Okay, negative meaning. Thank you, Yusuf. Yeah, Mina Samah. 2. Ibrahim Mukhtar.
Yes, sir. I went to work yesterday, even though I felt
even though.
ill. Today I feel even
worse. Yes.
Sorry.
Choose Ibrahim. Quickly, please.
Should have studied at home.
Should have stayed at home. Good, Ibrahim. Excellent. I'm going to give a star for Ibrahim. Let's go to the class. Class 11, 1. Okay. Let's go to class 1 and give a star for Ibrahim. Where is Ibrahim? Yes, Ibrahim. You deserve a big star for Ibrahim. Thank you. Okay, number 3. Amar Lutfi. Amar Lutfi.
أستاذ موجودة. My kids are so spoiled. I should have been stricter with them.
I should have been stricter with them. Good, Amar Lutfi. Good, Amar Lutfi. Amar Lutfi. Where is Amar? In class 11-4? Amar?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's go to class 11-4. Amar, 11-4. You deserve a big star. Amar, is that your name? That's Amar? This one on the left side? Yes.
Yeah, this.
Okay, Amar, thanks a lot, Amar. Okay, number 4. Number 4, Abdurrahman Radwan. Yes, number 4.
Okay, the screen.
Oh, you can wait. I'm
1
waiting.
minute.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't believe me, but I was telling the truth. You should have believed me.
Very good, Abdurrahman Radwan in 11.4 or 11.1?
11.4.
11.4, Abdurrahman Radwan. Can you see your name?
The second group.
In the second group, in the middle?
Yes, the third one.
The third one.
The left.
Is that one? Left side. Is that one? Yes,
Yes.
Abdurrahman. Good. Thanks, Abdurrahman. Okay, let's move to the next exercise. Now choose. Number 5, read and choose. Pay attention. Is it an advice in the present or the future or in the past? Muhammad Majdi. I'm sorry, Khalid Walid. Khalid Walid Samir. Yes, Khalid Walid Samir.
The screen is loading.
Wait, okay, you can wait.
Okay,
He
number
wasn't
5.
wearing a seatbelt. Yes, number 5.
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so he was injured in the crash. He should have wore it. Number A.
Which one? Which one?
A.
A. No.
Wore.
Worn.
No,
The
C,
past
C.
participle.
C.
Yes. Okay. C. As the past participle, Abdurrahman, Khalid Walid, were, wore, worn. Thank you, Khalid. Okay, number 4, Muhammad Majdi. Number 6, yes, Muhammad Majdi.
You gone sailing alone in your father's new boat.
New boat? You are too young to do so.
You shouldn't have gone.
You shouldn't have gone. Thank you, Muhammad. Muhammad Majdi in 11.1. Okay, Muhammad Majdi will get a star. Muhammad Majdi. Yes, Muhammad Majdi Abd Hamid. Thank you, Muhammad. Okay, number 7. Number 7, yes. Subhi Hamid. Number 7.
Yes, sir.
You very careful when you
You
meet the
very careful
campfire
when you
yesterday.
You should have been.
You should have been. Good, Subhi. Thank you, Subhi. Excellent, Subhi. Okay, number 8. Number 8, Nashar. Yes, Amr Ashraf.
الشاشة دي بس لسه ما ظهرتش الشاشة قدامي بس.
Okay, you can wait. Yeah. Next time,
Okay.
you very careful when you make a campfire. Next time.
Next time you very careful when you make a
campfire. A campfire. Yes, next time. Next time.
Next time.
Come on.
Can be.
Can be. No. When you give advice, Amr, use should. Don't use can. We don't use would.
Should
we use
be.
Should or should be. So should be is the right answer for the future. Thank you, Amr. Yes, Mishari, number 9. Mishari, number 9.
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher. He is to blame for failing his exams. He spaced hard. He should have studied hard.
He should have studied hard. Good, Mishari. In 11.1 or 11.4, Mishari?
11.1.
11.1. Good, Mishari Mutlaq. Thank you so much. Now, do as shown between brackets here. Use shouldn't or use should have. Read the sentence or read the situation and answer the question. Do as shown between brackets. I couldn't stop the car because I was driving fast yesterday, so I made an accident. Yusuf Sami.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Use shouldn't.
You shouldn't. I shouldn't have driven fast yesterday, so I made an accident.
I shouldn't have driven fast. Yes, very good. Excellent, Yusuf. Thank you so much. Yusuf, in class 1, 1 or 4?
1.
1. Yusuf? Sami? Yes. Good, Yusuf. Thank you so much. Now, question number 2. Use should have. I got poor marks in math. I didn't study well. Let's see. Saifuddin.
I got a poor marks in math. I should have studied well.
I should have studied well. Good. Safe in 11.4?
Yes.
Good, you Safe. Thank you. And let's go to 11.4. Safe. Can you see your name? Yes, in the middle. Thank you, Safe. So let's revise here. Should and should have. We often use should to advise. You should go home. I think going home is the right thing for you to do. He shouldn't eat so many sweets. I think eating a lot of sweets is the wrong thing for him to do. We can use should to talk about the present or the future. We should leave now. We should leave early in the morning. So should can be used in the present or the future. We often use should with I think. Do you think I should write to him? I think we should leave. So we use should when we use the phrase I think or do you think. Here, how to stay healthy. Look at these pictures and complete the sentence using you should or you shouldn't and complete the sentence. Example 1 and 2. You should eat lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. You shouldn't eat too much fat. Number 3. Too many sweets. Too many sweets. Karim Wa'il.
Too many sweets. أقرأ الأستاذ الثالثة.
Yes, answer number 3. Complete it. How to stay healthy.
You shouldn't eat too many sweets.
You shouldn't eat too many sweets. Very good, Karim. Thank you. Muhammad Tamer. Regular exercise. Muhammad Tamer. You regular exercise. Complete.
موجود يا أستاذ.
Yes, Muhammad.
موجود بس المايك كان معلق.
Okay, I don't have enough time.
You should do regular exercise.
Good, Muhammad Tamer. Thank you. Munir, any cigarettes?
You shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have any cigarettes. You shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't smoke any cigarettes. Good. Ayub. Too much coffee.
You shouldn't drink too much coffee.
Excellent. Yes. Al-Awadi. For about 8 hours a night. For about 8 hours a night. Look at the picture on the left.
You shouldn't have.
Why do you use negative?
You should have sleep. You should have slept.
Is it in the past or in the present here? You are giving what? You are giving advice in the present. For it's good. You should. Yes, you should sleep for about 8 hours a night. Thank you. Aziddin, too hard. And the picture on the right. Yes, the picture is on the right.
You shouldn't have studied.
You shouldn't work. You shouldn't work. You shouldn't work too hard. Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. Should have is used to describe situations that didn't happen in the past. Here, I didn't get up early yesterday, so I say I should have got up early. She didn't study for her test. I say she should have studied for her test. We didn't save enough money. I say We should have saved more money. Okay, when someone makes a mistake in the past, you use should have or shouldn't have. You studied lesson 10, but you should have studied lesson 11. But you shouldn't have studied lesson 10. The students didn't do their homework. They should have done their homework. They should have done that. Okay, so should have plus past participle. We use should it. We use to criticize or give advice about something in the past. The motorist should have driven more carefully. Example, you should drive more carefully. You should buy a car with 2 airbags. So we use should for giving advice. And expressing criticism. The fisherman should have tied himself securely to the boat. He shouldn't have gone out alone in the boat. Giving advice, you should have driven your ride. You should have ridden your bike on the road. You shouldn't have driven too fast. We can correct the previous one. You shouldn't have driven your bike on the road. Express opinions. I think I should have waited a little longer. So pay attention. Is the advice in the present or the future or in the past? Thank you so much for this lesson. You were excellent today. Until we meet again tomorrow, inshallah. Goodbye and good luck.